Hey guys, and welcome to the Cold Spot Confessions podcast. My name is Stacey.
I'm Vicky.
And this is episode 25.
25!
25! But
doesn't sound as good as 21.
No, it doesn't. And this is a different episode. So this is the first ever two-part episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are covering Sam Bateman and his whole crazy...
fucked up stuff.
How do you even explain it? I don't even know. So this is part one. And yeah, buckle in because it's a fucking horrible ride.
Yeah.
I was mid-sip when Vicky started talking. She knew. She interrupted my sip. So I'm going to continue having my
I was
coffee.
looking at my notes and then I looked up as I was talking and realised you were about to drink. I was like, oh.
Right. I want my elevator music fix.
Dude.
It stopped.
Apparently I don't even need coffee. All I need is chocolate bars. I'm in tango.
Right. Okay. Coffee down. By the way, if you're interested, coffee counts as your daily water intake.
It does. So Stacey did not know that.
I did not, and I double checked, and she's correct.
She said you are not correct. I said, right, okay, look it up, bitch.
That kind of goes off. I checked.
Yeah, but it's about that you didn't believe me.
Yeah.
So you had to check.
I did have to check, and she was correct.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to reintroduce this. Today we are talking about Samuel Bateman.
Yes, aka asshole sex offender,
aka From the False Prophet documentary on Netflix. If you have not seen that, go watch it after our episode because we don't want you to.
We'll just give you a little rundown and then you can watch it and you can see for yourself. Although in the documentary it has said all of the underage girls or the children, their faces have been digitally changed.
Is that what they meant? Because they kept blurring their faces, and I thought that's what they meant.
The faces of like the infants.
Yeah.
But the wives, victims, they digitally changed their face if they were under the age of.
Oh, so
18.
That's not what they actually look like.
That's not what the children actually look like now.
Huh.
That's why sometimes it makes it looks really weird. Like when the scene when they're crying, it looks really, really weird.
Right.
It's because they changed their faces.
I thought they did a really bad job at blurring their faces out because they kept going blurred and then they unblurred their faces and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
No, they changed their face.
I just thought they did a really shit job. I was like, wow.
Well, clearly they did a really good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a very, very good documentary. But my God, I got pissed off so much. I can tell at what points I was getting pissed off because my handwriting gets bigger and also like more scribbled.
Yeah, I get that.
I think I also might have almost torn the page at one point. Yeah, the documentary False Prophet, it wasn't to do with Sam Bateman originally. It was to do with the FLDS community in Utah and Arizona, in Colorado City. So these two, this couple go to Colorado City because a woman, Christine, I can't remember her last name. I don't think I wrote it down. Well, that was stupid. Christine and her partner Tolga go out there and they start filming because Christine was like, I'm drawn to this place, let's just check it out. Tolga was a music producer before this, doing like music videos and stuff, so he knew his way around cameras. But while they were filming for the LFDS community, they stumbled upon Samuel Bateman.
They originally started recording because they wanted to show the community's view on it, not from like someone being like, because a lot of people making assumptions about a lot of the community members and then no one really knew what was going on, so they wanted to do it.
It was a very isolated town, so they were like, oh, these people are weird, and they were like, actually we want to show they're just normal people with strong beliefs, and we want to capture that. We want to see what their day-to-day life is like and show the world that they're not scary people. They're just people living their lives.
Isn't it the FLDS?
Yeah, FLDS.
I thought you said LFDS.
I don't know. I don't know what I said.
But if no one knows,
I've got it written down as FLDS, but
yeah. So if no one knows what FLDS actually stands for, it's the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Oh, see, I didn't actually know that.
If you needed to know, that is what it means.
I did wonder what it meant, but I just hadn't actually
because they kept saying it. I was like, I need to fucking find out what this means because it's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Vicky said, this all started with Christine and Tolga doing behind the scenes footage, basically, of what it's like to be in that town and all of that type of stuff and their perspective of everything. And then they stumbled upon Sam Bateman.
Yeah.
And the way he got caught was so funny.
Yeah.
That like it was like it's primarily just because there was people who was going down the interstate 14 near Flagstaff, Arizona on August 28th, 2022. And it was like there was like a heavy duty pickup truck towing a completely enclosed white utility trailer. There's no windows, no air vents, just a massive padlock slapped on the back of the doors.
Yeah.
And like a lot of motorcyclists and people were kind of like, something's off, especially as they saw like fingers, didn't they?
Yeah, like over the top of the door.
Yeah. So they dialed 911, and then when state troopers swarmed the truck and cut the padlock open, they found 3 young girls between 11 and 14 years old trapped inside the suffocating unlike it had no air vents.
No, do you know why their fingers were poking out from
yes, I do, but you say.
So the reason why these fingers were holding onto the door was because they didn't secure the doors properly when he put them in this
He's a
van.
dumbass.
Yeah, he didn't secure it properly. So these doors were trying to open and these girls in the back of this truck
are trying not to die.
Yeah, they were holding the doors shut so they didn't fly open and they didn't go with it. Which is awful because it's like if he took like one big swing somewhere, that door could have flung open and they would have been catapulted into the road. It would have been awful. And there were children in there.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
So the man behind the wheel was a 46-year-old Samuel Bateman. To the state of, and I also found it hilarious when they were like, "What's your name?" And he was like, "Samuel." And they were like, "What's your last name?" And he was just like looking like, "I'm not going to fucking tell you." And then they're like, "You have to tell it." And he's like, "My name's Sam Bateman." It's like, you're such a fucking asshole.
I know. Did you not find that through all the footage, he looked like somebody on drugs? The way he was acting, like his eye movements, the way he was just so like frantic. I was like, is he on something? Because that's not normal behavior.
No, it's really not. So Samuel Bateman, like going back to who he is now, because that's kind of, we will go into more detail about all of that.
Yeah, because that's not the only bad thing that he done.
No, and there's a lot more that goes into how all of this happened, what was kind of going through his head at that point in time.
Why they were in the trailer.
Yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to kind of set the scene for the ending, and now we're going to go into his childhood.
Yeah.
And who he was. So let's go back to July of 1976. So Samuel was born right in the heart of Short Creek, the collective name for the twin border towns of Colorado City, Arizona, and Hidale? I think it's Hidale, Utah. So this is the absolute mecca of the FLDS.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you grew up in Short Creek, your last name dictates your social status, right? And Sam's last name carried a massive weight. His father was Deloy Bateman, and now Deloy wasn't just a regular member, he was the highly prominent, deeply devoted LFDS school teacher.
Right.
So For decades, Deloy was the guy responsible for molding the minds of the community's children, drilling into them the rigid doctrines of early Mormonism. What can I speak? Specifically, the absolute necessity of plural. My God, plural. I mean plural. Of plural marriage to reach the highest kingdom of heaven.
Right. Okay.
So basically, you need to have as many wives as you possibly can.
Right. But do you know one thing that Samuel's dad should have been taught?
I would love to know.
Protection.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he had used protection 9 months before Samuel was born,
mm-hmm.
none of this would have happened.
That's very true. So Sam's mother, Mary, was just as devout. She was raised in an ultra-isolated culture where women's entire cosmetic purpose was submissiveness and bearing as many children as physically possible for a righteous priesthood leader.
Sounds like hell for me.
Yeah, you can.
I am not obedient.
No.
Nino asked me to do something and I'm not in the mood. I'm like, you can fuck off.
Yeah, and also, I forget. Anyway, growing up in the 70s and 80s, Sam's world was entirely sealed off. No outside television, no radio, no interaction with the genitales. That's how they...
Genitales?
Yeah.
It means to mean genitals.
No, they call... That's... Remember when she was like, do you have any gentals? So that's what they call, like, normal people, is the gentals. Because remember when she was like, have you got any gentile clothing? And then they went shopping.
I was writing notes at that point.
Oh, well, that's what she meant.
There's no dates on this part, so I don't really see them shopping. So I'll continue writing my notes.
Yeah, this is basically what they called anyone from the outside world, is Gentiles.
Okay. I suppose that general population.
Yeah. So they just made it fancy.
Yeah.
And sound like genitals, because that's what it looks like. But it's not genitals.
I'm glad you're reading that, because I would have said genitals.
Well, the only reason why I didn't is because I remember them saying that yesterday.
Okay.
So I think my brain was like, no. Anyway, he grew up in a massive polygamous household with dozens of siblings and half-siblings. In a family that large, under strict patriarchal ruler like Deloy, you quickly learn two things: how to look perfectly obedient on the outside and how to manipulate people to get noticed.
I mean, that seems like him all over.
Yeah.
Apart from the obedient part.
Yeah. But Sam reached adulthood in the late 90s. The FLDS went through a dark time. The old prophet, Rulon Jeffs, passed away. And his son, Warren Jeffs, beautiful,
yeah,
took absolute power.
Yeah, he
claimed this is a motherfucking pedo. So,
I don't know if you have it on your notes there, but I'm going to tell you as if you hadn't seen the documentary, because it's so much easier than saying, do you guys?
Mm-hmm.
So, the reason why Warren Jeffs took over as a prophet is because he said that he's talking to his father through the spirit, because obviously his father's a prophet, and then he's saying, I'm talking through my father's words, like through what he's saying. So he talks to me, and then I tell you what he's saying, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, you're the prophet!"
Yeah, I have to hold my tongue about a lot of this stuff, because I just kind of think like.
But the thing is, it proves that through so much manipulation, and if you've been brought up to just obey and not question anything, have no thoughts of your own,
it's literally like just pray and obey, isn't it? It's just literally.
It's through generations of mind control.
Yeah, and I do have to remind myself, like, these people have like no one has any outside knowledge. Like, this is all.
Yeah, they're taught from birth that if you're a woman, you don't talk back, you obey. Yeah. And even the men, you obey.
Yeah.
And so this one person is God.
Yeah, and then you just
you do everything they say, because if you want to get into heaven, then you have to do everything they say.
So Warren didn't just want to be a prophet, he wanted to be a dictator. He started arbitrarily excommunicating hundreds of men, tearing families apart, and reassigning their wives and children to his loyal henchmen. So in the mid-2000s, Sam's own father, Deloy, had a massive falling out with Warren Jeffs and left the church, eventually becoming a vocal critic. But Sam played the long game. He stayed outwardly quiet. He married a woman legally, had children, worked local trades, and did commercial driving. He stayed on the fringes of the community. He didn't think the radical FLDS doctrines, yeah, were wrong. He just thought Warren Jeffs was a bad manager. And Sam believed that, given the chance, he could play the part of the prophet much better.
Mm-hmm.
So
he played it.
He did. So Warren Jeffs, if you have not seen the documentary and you are completely new to this whole entire
I never knew any of this until I watched the documentary.
No. So yeah, this brings us to 2019, and this is the year the match is struck. So Warren Jeffs is serving a life sentence in Texas, maximum security prison, sexually assaulting underage girls. What a fucking surprise.
Mm-hmm.
A cult leader sexually abuses children.
Yep.
Who could have seen this happening? Like,
yeah. The thing is, while he was imprisoned, because obviously he wasn't able to have sex with his wives or children, he told everybody in the community that because he wasn't having sex, they weren't allowed. You good?
Yeah.
So because he wasn't having sex, they weren't allowed to have sex. And they were like, well, this is a bit weird, because he also told them that not 1 year should go by without a child being born.
Yeah.
But now nobody's allowed to have sex. You're not even allowed to have sex with your husband.
And they had like a whole loft full of cots, and they just empty cots where people weren't having babies.
Yeah.
I mean, what a complete dick is like, you can't have the candy, I can't have the candy. No, I can't have the candy, you can't have the candy.
Yeah. But then, because obviously he was in prison and doing all this sort of like, you're not allowed to do this. In 2015, he became more mentally unstable and cut contact with almost everyone in the community. So everyone's like, where's Warren Jeffs? Like, what's happened to our prophet? So after he done that, in 2016, the outside government, so Utah, I'm pretty sure it's just the state of Utah. I'm not sure if it's Arizona as well, because they were like border part, aren't they? The state of Utah came in and took control over the town. The FLDS started packing up and leaving town, and people getting evicted by the state. It was just, for them, it was awful because their prophet was in prison. So they had no leader, they had no guidance, and their homes were being taken away.
Yeah. So basically you've got this community, this entire community that's completely heavily brainwashed by this man. And people have been told their entire lives that having children is like the only ticket to salvation, and then he cuts that off and he's like, no, you're not allowed to do that. So it's almost like he cuts off the supply line to heaven at that point. So Sam Bateman saw his window at this point. He started hosting secret meetings in Short Creek, targeting families who are deeply frustrated, lonely, and financially broken by Jeff's erratic rules. He looked at them and said, I've been having impressions of Heavenly Father's will. And then God told me Warren Jeffs has spiritually died in that prison cell, and the mantle has passed, and I am the new prophet. So he's basically saying, this guy, he's mentally, like, he's spiritually gone. He doesn't have that anymore. And I am the new prophet, bitches. At the time, he was legally married to just one woman, which was his first wife. And they had a 14-year-old daughter. And then Sam announced to his wife that God had commanded him to take his own biological daughter as his first plural wife.
No, that's not. He didn't marry his own daughter. It's also not in the documentary, so it's not actually documented.
Just because something's not on a documentary doesn't mean it's not documented.
They would have put that in there if that was true.
Yeah, it says criminal allegations, investigative records detail Bateman's intent to enter into a prohibited relationship with his biological daughter.
Oh, okay, so he didn't actually...
No, so he announced to his wife, as in his wife who he's with at that point, that God had commanded him to take his own biological daughter as his first wife. He didn't actually do it, but that's what he said God had told him that he needed to do.
Immediately he should have been shot.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry.
If somebody said that to me about my own child, they would be gone.
I can see why she fucking left and divorced him.
Yeah.
So according to FBI affidavits, Sam literally tried to bribe his 14-year-old daughter with $50 and 2 bags of Doritos to get her to submit.
Wow. Well, I'm glad he didn't take the $50. She's worth a lot more than that. Jesus.
I'll buy you a bag of Doritos.
It's like 50p to Curly Whirly.
I don't know if it's Curly, but I don't think she wants to find out.
Oh, God.
You want to take my Curly Whirly? But thankfully, his legal wife packed a bag, grabbed her daughter, and fled Short Creek forever.
Good.
So that is where the confusion was, because, I was also like, that didn't happen. They didn't mention that in the documentary.
No.
They just said that
he divorced his wife.
Yeah.
Or him and his wife were going through a divorce.
Yeah, and it sounded more like
it was his choice.
Yeah. It didn't sound like he was trying to fucking molest his daughter and marry her.
And that's the thing, because it sounded like his choice, but then you're like, well, he wanted multiple wives, so why would he divorce his first wife?
Yeah. But instead of this destroying Sam's reputation, it actually accelerated his madness.
Mm-hmm.
So he doubled down and he began aggressively finding new wives from the families of the men who stayed.
Mm-hmm.
So by 2020, Sam's operations became a multi-state cooperation of abuse. And this is when Vicky is going to list off the daughters and the people that he took that you were listing off a minute ago.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the names. Although actually, she was wife number 13, I think.
No, Naomi was the first wife.
She was the first
one? Yeah, she was the first one.
I can't remember
She's
order.
The one who he came back with the first time.
Yeah. So he comes back with he goes after his wife leaves him. He kind of goes away a little bit, comes back, new wife.
Mm-hmm.
Over the age of 18, thank God. But still very, very young. Even though their original prophet said no marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of goes off a little bit, comes back. He has another wife over the age of 18. But she's a sister of the first wife.
Gross.
Which, I mean, I would never, ever marry the same man as you.
I should hope not.
That is just gross. But, yeah. Then once he comes back with the second wife, he then shows off a flatbed trailer full of his wives and babies.
It's so gross.
And it's so gross.
I mean,
because there was like so many of them.
There was loads of them.
But the FLDS community shunned him because they were like, something's not right here. Like, you're not supposed to be marrying or having children, or marrying or having sex. And yet he's got all these children. So he's obviously doing something wrong and not abiding by our prophet. So he comes back with all his wives and babies and he pops them into a house.
Yeah.
Where they all live. Even some underage girls. There was like rumours of some of the wives being underage.
Yeah.
And what sickens me is that some of them were even as young as 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just
And they've all got like rings and stuff on their fingers. Like they make it. The thing is, I think one of the worst things for me is that the men who followed him, he made them give him their wives and their children. So one of his followers, Ladell Bisleen, that's how you pronounce it. Can't remember it. Bisleen. I think it's Ladell Bisleen Jr. literally handed over his young daughters his young daughters to Bateman. Another man gave up his 17-year-old daughter, Marita Rose Johnson, who became one of Sam's wives and gave birth to his child just months after she turned 18. Just months after she turned 18, she gave birth. So by early 2021, Sam had taken over 20 spiritual wives, and 10 of them were minors. The youngest one at the time was actually 9 years old. And then to house the secret empire, Sam set up 2 primary properties in Short Creek. There was the Blue House, and this was Sam's executive compound where he lived with his older favoured adult wives like Naomi Bisleen and Donna Barlow. Then there was the Greenhouse, a high turnover, heavily guarded property where younger girls and various families were stacked together like inventory under constant surveillance.
Yeah, because the Greenhouse only had 2 bedrooms. Yeah. It was a 2-bedroom house. The Blue House had more bedrooms.
Yeah.
But the Greenhouse only had 2. But can I just say that these are the 3 main men that Sam had recruited. Okay, it was Torrance Bisleen, Landell Bisleen Jr., and Maroney Johnson. They were the 3 men.
Yeah.
And Maroney was actually the first man.
And when they're talking about him, it's like, it's like,
and children.
Yeah. It's just the way they talk about it. It's like he's like this fucking god. I'm like, this man is an ugly piece of shit.
Yeah, because Maroney had many wives before that. But then most of them married Sam. I'm pretty sure he was only left with 1 after. And then after
that... I don't think he even had 1. I think they had to give them all up.
No,
because the lady that's on the...
She's still married to... Well, now she's not, but she was still married to Maroney. But then after he takes Maroney's wives, Sam then starts taking Landell's daughters and wife, and other women that was in his care. And then he starts getting, everybody else's wives and their daughters.
Yeah. So before we go into kind of what Sam got up to in the houses and the gory details of his hideous acts that he had against women, and even the men, even the followers.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they just fucking deserve it anyway, but...
Yeah, the adults knew better.
Yeah. Anyway, before we get into that, there's one big piece of information that kind of is why all of this got blown up in the first place. And this is because of Christine. And I don't actually have her last name either. What was her last name? I feel like she deserves her last name to be Christine Marie.
Christine Marie and Tolga Katas.
That's it. So Christine and Tolga, they are the reasons why they managed to free all of these women. Like, their work...
Get this man behind fucking bars.
Yeah, their work was so instrumental to them being free now. Like, it's crazy.
How they managed to stay, not in character, but like stay compartmentalized throughout all of that, because I would have just ripped into pieces. I would not have held back. But she kept her cool. She kept her cover.
She just kept pretending.
They'd done so well to get that information and to not blow it. So her and Tolga, as we said before, they had like history of filmmaking and stuff. So they were like, let's go out, film these, people in this community, and let's show the world who these people are and not stigmatize them because they get a bad name for themselves. And the only reason why they have bad names for themselves is because of the people who take advantage of the women and the people who have so much belief.
Yeah.
And they take advantage of that. And that is where people get the bad names from. But then that's in every religion, even non-religion. You know, the amount of influences have on people, like celebrities.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So they were like, let's shine a light on this community. People can stop, you know, shaming them or whatever it is. So they go out there, they meet all these people, and they meet Sam. And they're like, something
is not right.
Is not okay here. You know, these wives look very young, but there's nothing we can get them on. There's no proof.
Yeah.
So they start digging. And because of Christine's background, they managed to do it.
Yeah. So to understand Christine, you have to go back to her childhood in Michigan. So growing up in the 60s and 70s, she wasn't raised in a cult. In fact, her parents weren't even religious, but Christine had a really tough childhood. She was born with a lazy eye and severe tongue tie, which made her prime target for schoolyard bullies. Because she was so intensely isolated and lacked a strong sense of self-worth, she spent her teenage years searching for a place to belong. In high school, she randomly decided to write a research paper on global religions. While studying different faiths, she fell completely in love with the mainstream Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the mainstream Mormonism church. So to her, the LDS church represented a ready-made perfect family structure. It filled that painful void of childhood loneliness. She officially converted through her entire soul into the faith and eventually served as a full-time Mormon missionary. Right after returning home from her mission, she married a man she barely knew, which isn't uncommon. Like, it's really not an uncommon thing in the devout Mormon circles. Like,
yeah, because you believe, you know, we have the same interests.
Yeah,
you're a good person because you have the faith. You know, what can go wrong?
And they had 4 children together before eventually divorcing, though they still remained on good terms. As a single mother trying to support her kids, Christine was incredibly resourceful, and she actually built a family ventriloquist act, traveling to school assemblies to perform motivational entertainment with her children. And she even learned how to be an escape artist in a professional auction, and a professional auctioneer. She was doing everything she could do to build a big, bright, independent life. But in the Mormon faith, there is a heavy cultural emphasis on finding your own internal champion. So Christine felt that pressure deeply, and one night after praying intensely about her future, she had an incredibly vivid, realistic dream where she saw the face of a specific man. In Mormon theology, dreams are often interpreted as a direct revelation from God. So shortly after, she went to a Mormon singles dance and met a man whose face perfectly matched the man from her dream. Christine later explained that the coincidence completely bypassed her logical brain because she believed God had orchestrated the meeting. She was successfully lured into a terrifying trap. This man turned out to be a ruthless fundamentalist manipulator. He claimed to be a modern-day prophet. He cut her off from her family and subjected her to a decade of horrific exploitation, abuse, and human trafficking. So when she
even gave up her ventriloquism,
she
gave up her children. I mean, that's how
far
how much you can be manipulated. And it's crazy to think that even though she came from no religion,
she managed to get
to get manipulated because these people are masters.
And when you get told, like, and you're that wrapped up in the religion, and you're like, well, this must be the person. I am going to like drop everything.
Yeah.
She literally gave up everything she had, her kids, her like careers, everything, just for this man. But when she finally escaped, her abuser was never held legally accountable for it. That injustice broke something inside her, but it also lit a fire. So Christine spent the next 10 years studying the psychology
Drink some more coffee, you might be alright.
Psychology of mind control. So she wanted to know exactly what the human brain does that allows complete irrationality to seem rational. And she even earned a PhD in psychology and dedicated her life to helping survivors of high control groups, funding a nonprofit called Voices of Dignity. Like, this woman,
incredible.
If
I wore a hat, I'd take my hat off for her.
Considering what she came from, she managed to pull herself out of it, leave it, even after being abused and all of the shit that she went through.
Sex trafficked as well, the trauma from that.
Yeah.
And she was doing it because he told her to do it, and then she also had to show proof of her as being sexually exploited.
Yeah, so didn't she like have to
send photos.
Go off somewhere and find herself or be exploited, and she
had to go off and sleep with multiple men.
That was it.
And they had to take photos as proof. Which I just think is like, what kind of fucked up man would think that's a good idea?
It's just someone who can pick and choose what they want to do.
It's too much power in one person, drives them insane. And I just don't get how that can even occur.
No, I really.
But it happens on a daily basis, and even outside of religion, it happens so much, and that's how like people who are in abusive relationships and things don't realize they're in an abusive relationship until they get out. And then they look back and they're like, how did I allow this to happen? It's like mind control.
Yeah.
Manipulating you to the point, because it starts off in small things. It always starts small. And to the point where if they ask you to do something like that's really normal, people would think it's big. Because you've been conditioned for so long, that's normal to you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even think about it.
It's just, it makes me like, I just hate that this is like, there's so many different cults around that there's people going through this now.
Yeah.
And like, this was only like,
this was only last year that he got locked up.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
And
this happens all of the time.
Technically wasn't it 2024?
2025.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was 2024.
He got sentenced in 2025.
Oh yeah, I think the arrest was in 2024, and then I think he got his sentence in 2025.
Yeah, I have my note. Oh yeah, sorry, no, he did. It was 2024. He got sentenced. Sentence hearing. Yeah, 2024. Sorry.
Yeah,
but it was December of 2025.
Basically 2025.
Yeah, that's why I was like, it's 2025. Yeah.
But yeah, so when all of the Christine's background, when she got to this area, she was helping with a relief effort or something, I think, when she first moved up there, and then she fell in love with the area and everyone in there, and she had a soft spot for the really. Yeah. And then when they met Sam has this giant fucking ego.
Yeah, he's like a walking red flag.
It's like, oh, you want to record me? Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't stop like laughing at him at one point because he became so obsessed with the film crew.
Yeah.
That he started getting them to film like the most stupid
What you
shit.
mean it's parkour?
Like, it's literally what I brought in here. He was like, watch me jump on this motorbike. And he'd be there going over these little like jumps, and they're like, you can't jump a motorbike, but we'll film it anyway.
I think the hiking's like, my favourite.
When the kids are like, come on, watch this, and like they jump like 2 centimeters off the floor, and you're like, oh my god, that's so good.
Literally just pick think of an overweight like it's like Augustus Gloop. Was it? Is that his name? Yeah. I picture him with black hair and with ADHD, and he's like, "Mom, watch me hike," and he's like just scrambling on the rocks.
Yeah, he literally like, film me walking fast. That's literally what he said in one of the clips. And he'd be like, "Watch me hike," and he wasn't hiking. He was like,
he's not hiking.
He was like walking / running
down rocks,
and then like running back up them and like jumping from rock to rock. And in my head, I literally had him saying "parkour" as he's doing it, and I wrote on here, continues to parkour like a 5-year-old.
It's so ridiculous because it's literally, and then the Tolga was like, "Didn't realise you were that good at it."
And he's like, "Yeah, I'm so good," like out of breath because he's just ran up and down a hill.
But it's the way he moves, and he's just like scrambling around.
Honestly,
like, oh, this man!
Watch this documentary just for that. It is hilarious.
It is his hiking skills, man. I wish I was that good at hiking.
And I also put in the quotes of "film me walking fast." But he acts like a child hyped up on sweets.
Yeah, exactly. Augustus Gloop.
Yeah. Parkour.
But basically Christine, when they get there, they start recording. But she also, I do want to put this, that she helped a local FLDS woman open a local shop to generate income.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when Warren left, they had no way of making any money or anything. Mm-hmm. So she was like, "Let me help you."
Yeah, and so she started this whole thing, and she also organised clothing drives and gave school supplies to kids.
Yeah, because like everyone was getting evicted, and she was helping them. But
she had no reason. Like she had no kind of reason, just wanting to help.
I love this woman.
So, and also she wore like. Everyone even mentioned like her vintage, like colourful clothes. She's such a character.
Yeah, I loved it.
Like she's so like bright and chirpy and
how
just
she
nice.
Stayed so bright and chirpy, I don't know.
I
know obviously you have like the footage of her like being like upset and stuff, but I'm like, she managed to just hide all of that, and she was like so chirpy and loving. And
she spent like time braiding their hair and just talking to them and spending time with the children and like making sure everyone's okay.
She became part of the family.
Yeah.
I think that it broke her as well, knowing that she said, "I wasn't I'm not betraying them. I'm helping them."
Yeah.
But she was like, "I know they're going to see it as me betraying them," and she was like, and that just it breaks her heart. It broke her heart.
It really did.
And I felt so sorry for her listening to that. I was like, oh my God, like the burden that must feel of
everyone hating
I love all of these people and they all trust me.
You could tell she truly did. She truly did love them, and she was doing it to release them from the shitstorm that they were in.
And that's why she's like, I just need to keep telling myself I'm here to help them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think we have praised Christine enough for a second.
Yeah.
And I think this is the perfect place to kind of just pause, because we've been talking for like an hour now.
Yeah.
And we will go into the rest of the craziness next week.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for listening to part 1. We will be releasing part 2 next week, which we cannot wait to share with you the rest of the horrifying story.
Yeah.
So if you did enjoy this, then please comment below, because we really, really appreciate the interaction and sharing us with your friends and family also. And if you want to follow us, we are on TikTok at the Cold Spot Confessions Pod, and on Instagram and Facebook we are the Cold Spot Confessions Podcast. And if you have any good stories for us that you want us to read out, then please email them to us at the Cold Spot Confessions Podcast at gmail.com. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
So
see you next week for part 2.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.